Nice. Hi everyone, welcome back. We have finished our meal. First we feast, then we war. So hopefully visible to everyone on the battle mat there, I've got the entrance to the tunnel that you're about to enter. So feel free to arrange your minis as appropriate.
We need an enchanted cultist, right?
Oh yes.
Well, this guy looks like one.
Gil the cultist.
Gil? Yeah.
I will remind my brothers and sisters that previously we reached as far as the 7th level of this complex.
There we go.
That had a number of elemental themed rooms. We saw an air room and a water room and a fire room, and we did fight the priest and Harpy here in the past and take out some amount of treasure. So we are hoping to gain additional vast quantities of monetary resources from this elemental tribe.
That should be no problem.
See him all to head up with Henrod's the handsome's pockets.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened. Maybe, stuff.
Yes, for some reason I don't have any money on my character sheet.
Gold comes in,
not this 3,000.
Yeah.
Janik is just very...
You've lost all your money carousing.
Yeah.
Is what happened.
No, you spent it.
Yeah.
This does not sound like me. This does not sound like any character I would ever run.
You got peer pressure into carousing, and then you lost all your money.
Right.
Alright, well this seems like the likely result of that, right?
You might have been trying to impress a certain dwarf. And,
Yeah.
Why would
You are good friends
Why would
with.
I want that?
Well, you were showing our superiority
Yeah.
as elves, obviously.
Right. Yeah.
Alright, we go forward.
Yes.
Into this horrible tunnel.
You proceed down the tunnel. It goes for many hundreds of feet.
What does Gil have to say about it? Like, is this a pain in the ass?
Gil seems to be marching along. The tunnel is occasionally there's here and there's a bracket with a torch held in there.
I'm sorry, should this
So-
be the other way around?
What do you mean?
I think we have the mat.
Oh yeah, the mat is in fact upside down. You're absolutely right. Yep.
Oh.
I flipped it upside down because the cat likes to lay on it.
Oh.
Oh.
And so I thought I would protect the nice reflective surface from her
Right.
black fur.
Sorry about that.
There you go.
Not noticed that before.
Great. Okay. Very nice. Yeah. Somewhere I have some wet erase markers if you feel the need to draw on it, but I don't think we ever got there last year, so I don't see why we would this year.
Everyone was though.
Uh-oh. Now you totally disrupted the margin.
There's a video online you could
Oh my god.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then this is
Gil should be at the front.
Gil. Okay.
Yes, Gil leading the way?
No, this is
No, that's
Gil.
Gil.
This is Gil. This is
Yeah.
Wilmer, I think.
No, that's...
That's Wilder.
Oh, that's Wilder. That's Wilder. Okay.
To
And there's
escape
Wilmer.
detection.
Okay, great. And here's Otter and Henry. Okay, awesome.
Excellent. So you proceed down the tunnel. So it's a long tunnel, extends for many hundreds of feet. It's occasionally interspersed with odd torch bracket that gives off a little bit of light, but there are many pools of darkness in between. Gil seems to be fine with just sort of trudging along, making his way down the passageway. And eventually, finally, at long last, it reaches a door. And Gil stops at the door, and he looks to Otter.
Yeah. What? What's in this door?
The temple.
Oh. Who's in there right now?
The worshippers.
Oh.
Alright.
Are they worshiping right now?
I don't know. Maybe.
Are there a
Why
lot
would
of
he know?
them?
He's been on
Guard
guard
duty,
duty.
the dumb question.
Yeah.
Good point.
Are we gonna go worship?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure. Kind of, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Is the door trapped or locked?
Nope. And he turns and he opens it.
Oh!
Is this human being giving us good information?
Well, he has
What is
to,
he
right?
telling us? Is
He's
he?
magically compelled.
Oh.
He's magically compelled.
He
So
said
he,
you guys
so he's,
stink.
he's definitely, you know, I'll point out, I'm definitely, he's a little addled from the sorcery. He's a little addled from the sorcery. And, but he leads you in, he opens the door, and he pushes in, and you can see a nicely carpeted room with 2 chairs in it. And as he opens the door, it seems to bang into a little bell. It goes jangle, 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 as he pushes open the door.
What was that? What was that? What does the man have to say about that bell?
What's that bell?
Oh, that's to let everyone know we're here.
Oh.
What is
Oh
it?
no.
Should we not have him at the front anymore?
Yeah.
Let's not have him at the front.
Clearly.
What did the dumb man pig say?
Yes,
See, that'll be to let everyone know we're here.
That was a terrible noise.
Very bad.
I draw my bow.
Okay.
Or my spear, I guess. I get my spear ready.
How well lit is this carpeted room?
Reasonably so. There's a lamp on the south wall, sort of mounted on the wall.
Is that the only light source?
Yeah.
I want to run over and put it out.
Nice.
Okay. You rush over
Which
to the lamp
direction is
and
this?
yeah, towards Christian
Right.
down there.
Okay, great.
So Otter runs over and douses the lamp,
Great.
immediately filling the room with a dim darkness. A little bit of light maybe spills in from the hallway.
Sure.
There's some torches along the hallway back there, but not very much. Pretty dark.
And there are 2 doors here?
That's correct.
Does it sound like anyone's coming?
We listen.
I step in and listen.
Excellent. You quietly step in and wait a moment to
Wait, am I?
listen.
Am I good at that as a thief in this game?
Yeah, you should have
Oh.
some. You should have some pluses to listening. Is that on your character sheet?
I don't think I have any of my thief skills written down.
That's
honestly.
great.
It looks like, yeah.
I don't either.
You're what level thief?
I'm a
Level
5th
five.
level thief.
Okay, so you ought to have +2
Plus 2 to
on
listen.
top of what a non-thief would have.
Deep.
So I see the light go out.
So
I
you
see.
think it's +2? You think it's +2? Is that right?
Okay.
Okay. So you come in and you quietly you listen, and you do think you can hear the sound of movement beyond the door opposite you to the west.
Okay, I
Which door are you pointing at?
the west door.
I scoot in and get ready to stab with my spear.
Oh yeah.
I'm the one with the lamp, the bat.
Oh, great.
Okay. Now you guys are not carrying any kind of light source. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Good. Okay. So as you start to position yourselves, getting ready to possibly defend yourselves, that door does open. You can see that there's another room beyond that extends further to the south. But you see a group of 6 men who open the door. One of them is carrying a torch, and they seem surprised to see you. Let's check that. Yep. They come in, perhaps expecting something a little more routine than an invasion of elves. And so
No one expects.
they fling open the door and they're taken aback for a moment, and they look at you and they don't seem to know what to do. Grilmer, what do you do?
Am I close enough to fight with anybody?
You're about you're 20 or 30 feet away, so you could certainly rush forward and attack someone in the
Yeah,
doorway. if you
I'll do
wanted to.
that.
Okay, great. So you rush towards the door to intercept them,
Yes.
swinging a sword
Swinging
or
my magic warhammer.
excellent, well, holding your magical warhammer.
Yeah. There we go.
Excellent. Go ahead and make an attack.
19.
Yeah, that is definitely.
Yeah.
That's D6 plus 2.
Yes.
Alright. 4.
Plus any strength modifier if you have.
3 points of damage.
Excellent.
And I have rapid strike.
Excellent. So go ahead and give it a
Again.
second strike.
Classic lore.
Yes. 23.
Yeah. Usually not on the second roll.
Yeah.
5 points of damage.
How much was the first one again?
3 points.
3 and 5? Okay, great. So with 2 rapid smacks of the hammer,
Yeah.
one to the ribs, bends over, oof, and then the uppercut, the second one, and smacks him in the forehead. And you just hear this good, solid cracking sound of the skull of it, giving way to your hammer. He slumps down to the ground, unmoving. Henrod, what are you doing?
Terrible. This is gruesome.
We're all gruesome. You haven't been on one in a while.
Yeah, it's been a long time. Which way did the door? Yeah. Which way does the door swing open?
It swings into the room you're standing in, towards the north. The hinges are on the north side.
Okay, I'm gonna run and try to hide in shadows over
That's
here.
me.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
I'm gonna run and try to hide.
Okay, so you rush over and you try to hide behind the doorway, getting ready to sneak attack anybody who might pass through.
Right.
Excellent. Wilder.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Was the person that I'm sorry, I can't read it. Girl near bludgeons carrying the torch?
Nice.
No.
Are they
It's
close?
somebody in the back.
Somebody
In the back of the
Oh.
group is
So then I cast sleep.
and cast sleep. Excellent. Good work. I think that affects a certain number of hit dice. Can you roll the number of hit dice for me, please?
5.
5 hit dice. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Here are some saves. That's a natural 20 on one die, and I have an 18 up there. So two of the fellows in the back don't fall asleep. Let's see. Is it one of the ones holding? In fact, the guy holding the torch does not fall asleep, as does another fellow standing next to him. However,
I still feel good about it.
Three of the men standing there just immediately drop to the ground in magical slumber. Otter, what are you doing?
So there are 2 guys still standing?
Yeah, in sort of the back of the group. They're kind of more in the room, so you're gonna have to rush into the room if you want to.
Just consult my hit points here. I'm going to spring into the room and battle with them.
You can see a long room lined with bunks.
Oh.
Although you don't see any sleeping forms in any of the bunks.
Okay. They're all standing right here. About to get stabbed by me.
Or sleeping at your feet.
Yeah. Alright, so I'm attacking with the sword. Oops. That's a 19 on the die, so like 22 to hit for
Yes, certainly hits.
3 points of damage.
3 points of damage. Excellent. You viciously cut one of them and they open a gaping wound in his chest, but he, despite the pooling blood, he manages to stay upright. Janik, what are you doing?
Very
So
violent.
is Otter only seeing a grand total of 2 people on their feet?
Correct. One has been crushed in the skull with a hammer blow, and 3 more have fallen into magical slumber.
All right, so I will drop the spear and I'll step in the room and throw the spear at somebody that I see.
Okay, great. So there's
I will drop the spear, pull out the sword, and just stab somebody.
Okay. So the somebodies are all the way in the other room. You're not in the So you got to rush all the way into the room. Okay, great.
Stabbing.
Go for it.
My sword!
Yeah. Thinking better of the many interposing targets between you and your enemies.
I got a 12, but I have a second attack.
Okay. Dodges away from the first blow.
20.
But the second one catches him on the side.
8 points of damage.
And drops him.
Nice.
He immediately takes a vicious blow to the head. The one remaining one. Oh my gosh, there's only one left.
What does Rose do?
In fact, for crying out loud. Well, Rose wants to rush in as well. Is there any room though? It looks like the doorway is pretty well clogged. So Rose rushes into the room behind you. Is directly standing behind Janik, basically in the doorway, trying to push through, shouting vehemently something in Dwarvish.
You're only table.
and that was your guys' surprise round. So we're gonna go ahead and roll initiative. And I've only got a 2, so just don't roll a 1.
4.
Yeah. Okay, you guys are up. Go ahead. grill mirror. Grill. Is the L first or the L?
Real
mirror.
Grill mirror.
Real
Thank you.
Yes.
Grill mirror.
And there's one left.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with this warhammer again.
Great. Swing the warhammer.
Yeah.
Maybe open up a chain of barbecue joints.
15?
Should be the name.
On this one, 15 is not a hit.
Oh, I'm gonna try again. 21. All right, for 7 points of damage.
Excellent. So the first one, the first blow glances off of his head because he's wearing a heavy steel-capped helmet, but it actually flings the helmet away, so that the second strikes on the ground and cracks him again in the skull, and he drops down.
Yeah, this is.
I quickly listen.
You were listening. You don't hear anything.
I also listen. With my superior listening.
Excellent.
I have plus 2 dexterity bonus that matters in listening.
You also, it seems quiet.
I would like to douse the torch.
Okay, great.
We also have 3 sleeping individuals and a charmed person that probably just saw us murder a bunch of his friends.
He's fine with that.
I point to Rose and I point at the sleeping form.
She nods. And grimly approaches them, drawing the sword from her scabbard, and silently dispatches each of them.
Wow.
I guess somebody's got to do it. I activate my boots of levitation.
Okay, you're levitating.
I walk from here on out. I walk in.
Here we go.
What's face?
Gil?
Yeah.
What?
Ask him who are these men?
Yeah.
And why would they rush at us and try to attack us?
You saw we had to defend ourselves.
They had a torch.
Are they predisposed to just violence?
I asked Gil, this might be a pretty stupid question. How does the elementalist cult feel about uninvited guests into the temple?
Well, they are, uninitiated. They should be killed.
Excellent.
All right. So we were in the right, basically. Morally, I feel okay about it.
Right. Jenna, how does this match up with your map at all, if it does?
I'm not seeing any connections yet. I'm waiting for something that looks familiar before I start mapping it, and I don't know what level we're on.
So maybe we should try to. Which way to the temple proper?
I turn to Rose and I ask her, can you determine with your dwarfly skills what level below the surface we're at?
And then I can translate.
Oh God, that's right.
And then I translate.
How deep we at?
How deep are we getting, Rose?
I translate.
She seems unsure. Not sure. But to your earlier question, Gil points back the way you came. Oh, that way.
This door?
Oh, yes.
Okay. I'm gonna listen at that door.
Okay.
Yeah.
I also have +2 to listen.
You also have a +2 to listen. Excellent. You think you can hear a faint sort of like whistling of wind, like air moving through a narrow orifice of some kind.
The
wind.
While this is going on, I'm going to start moving bodies onto bunks and putting them under blankets.
Okay. Covering your tracks. Well done.
Nice. Maybe we should go this way to try to link the map
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
Makes sense.
I mean, we're probably.
Should we ask if Gil knows what's behind us?
Yeah, Gil, what's down this hallway?
Or what's down those other doors?
He points to the south and he says, "Oh, that's supplies." And he points to back to the door in the southeast, and he says, That's the High Priestess's chambers.
Oh.
Oh, hang on.
I hear that and I back away from this stupid door.
Gil, the High Priestess unfortunately died mysteriously, I think. What?
Ooh, there's no mystery. A bunch of elves killed her.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
There's a lot of elves running around.
Uh-huh.
Fortunately, we're not elves.
I met some elves
We're
at a
just-
bar who said that they did that.
Yeah. Those guys sucked.
Yeah.
Who's living in the High Priestess's quarters now?
Nobody.
Oh, you guys haven't gone in there at all.
No, not me. I'm just a guard.
Right. Well, that's
Yeah.
evident. Great. I mean, let's loot. I mean, it's a delayed gratification looting.
Been months.
Yeah, I mean, but we killed her. We killed. Somebody killed her.
Speaking of elves.
Perfect. Yeah. This guy speaks Elvish. Yeah, we killed her. We should get her. We should get a room. Yeah. All right.
Great.
Let's
have Gil open that door.
What direction is this map oriented in?
North is towards you.
North is towards me. Great.
Yeah, I checked this door for traps.
Okay, great. That's the southeast door, correct?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay, great. You look over it carefully, and it doesn't seem to be trapped at all, but it is locked.
Oh.
If only we had someone who could pick
If
a
only there was
lock.
a band of merry men who could open this door.
Ooh, all right.
Do you want to go first?
No, let's jointly do it. Like, I'll hold the one part of the pick.
You
and
can go
you
first,
hold the
Henry. This
other.
is weird.
You sure? I think it'll be cute.
Just take a crack at
Or
it.
like I'll ghost. So I'll wrap my arms around you and I'll hold your
Just
hand.
unlock the door.
I unlock the door.
Give me a thief skills check.
What is this plus? Is
Okay,
it-
so there's D20 plus your level plus your dex
Plus my
modifier,
dex, okay.
and looking for a 20 or higher.
it's a little too tough for me.
You get 3 traps? Is that true? Or just 1?
That's what I do now.
Oh, do you
I
do
get
3 tries?
I
You
get
get
3
3
tries.
You know what? You get. I don't feel good about it.
You don't feel it?
Yeah,
you
you're
do
not
it.
feeling.
You do it. This feels like you
I
are.
bust out my thieves' tools.
Yeah, your
Okay.
fingers look nice and loose. Oh, I wasn't using my. Yeah, I was trying to do it with my fingers.
yeah,
That was
see,
where I went
you gotta
wrong,
use
yeah.
the right tools for the job.
Shoving my finger in there.
So
yeah.
level plus dex, and that's it.
Yeah.
The same roll.
That's exact-
Not
yeah.
quite. That's only a
Oh.
17.
Okay, so you guys spend a couple of minutes at the door, pointing out problems. You feel like you could give it a little bit longer, but you've spent a good a turn sitting there. Now you've doused all the torches. Is that true?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Maybe we should let Janik unlock this door.
Yeah, Janet can use his lock
These
picking
tools.
skills. Yeah.
As you Henrod, as Otter is taking his turn at trying to open the lock, as you stop for a minute, you feel like you hear some more noise coming from back up to the north. Sounds like maybe like a faint sound of chanting, or at least many voices.
Is there an exit here, or am I?
No.
No.
Immediately to the north of the room you're in? No.
Okay.
Oh, it sounds like you're getting up to some elemental evil stuff.
Gil, what's that chanting?
I don't hear anything.
Oh, Gil.
Should we go stop that before we come back to loot this place?
Or should we just not?
Are they gonna come this way?
No.
I will let you guys try again, as Dan has set that precedent. But each attempt is going to take more time.
Right.
What does everyone think?
Normally,
it'd be fine.
that's our best option to like easily open it. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Normally it'd be fine with Janik just busting it down, but I think with people nearby, maybe it's
All
gonna
right.
make too much noise.
I'm just afraid that they're like, summoning some elemental evil up there, and
What do you think? This is some sort of temple of elemental evil?
I don't
think
think
it's
that
something like
specifically, but generally, yes,
Like
yeah.
a chapel.
The
chapel.
Chapel
Yeah.
of elemental.
of elemental badness.
Yeah.
A chapel of elemental chafing.
Great. Okay, so I'm gonna.
All right, yeah,
I'm gonna try
yeah.
again. I need a
That's fine.
14. 14 to unlock the door. It's
Oh.
Are we
Henry.
dedicated to this?
Give it a shot.
All right.
It's a pretty good option.
Yeah. Who knows what's in there?
I'm gonna roll mine so it appears on camera.
Ooh.
Oh,
I
that's
regret
the
that.
worst roll of the night. You put it on
Wow.
camera. Jeez.
Yikes.
I think we need
Alright,
to use
you've been
camera.
here
weapons.
20 minutes now.
I will.
Been here 20 minutes now.
What does
Many
the
of you who are
chanting
not
sound
like picking at the locks, starting to get bored.
Hmm.
You're there was a surge of it a moment ago, but now it's kind of stopped, and you like strain your ears to try and hear again. It definitely sounds like they've got to be fairly distant to wherever you are.
Okay.
But somewhere in nearby, you feel like there's a lot of voices.
No. We're not that
Take
good
your third
wizards.
shot.
Yeah.
You just take. I would say
Yeah.
take your third shot.
Yeah?
And we'll, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It's-
Do it.
Well,
Everything else
Okay.
is a bit worse option.
Oh.
Even
Dang it.
worse.
Come on, Henrod. Have you been practicing in all these
I
months?
just
No.
don't. No.
Clearly not.
I've been pining over my lost love.
God.
Yeah. Look who
Wow.
I'm practicing now. Huh?
Oh,
Okay,
man.
so you've
Mr.
been here
Homebody.
half an hour now.
Oh, for
Uh,
fuck's sake.
You've been here for half an hour with these two bickering over the right way to apply the tools. No, you're doing it wrong.
The good news is now all the bodies are in bunks.
All the bodies
I
are
would-
now carefully placed in bombs.
I try to kick the door open.
Okay, great. Give me a
Janik,
D6 plus
Janik.
your strength modifier.
Yeah.
8.
Okay, crack.
That's how you
The jam
get a lot.
gives.
Yeah.
There's a loud crack.
Oh man.
The jam opens. The door kind of falls into the room, sort of kind of leaning off its hinges a bit because it's definitely clearly damaged. You think this door's never going to really properly close again. You can see a nicely appointed room. There's a large desk in the center of the room with two golden skull embossed candlesticks sitting atop it. There is where you would expect to see a bed. There's rather like a large, what appears to be like a nest, like a big
Oh.
bundle of sticks and straw and
Harvey
whatnot.
stuff, right?
Oh,
gross.
On the ceiling or on the wall, rather right above it, is a hung rather predominantly a long spear.
Spears are good.
I like some of that. Yeah.
There's also on the south wall and the south east corner, there is some artwork on the wall, sort of painted directly onto the wall, but it definitely looks like sort of big whirlwinds that are drawn on top of like a sort of a rural scene, little farmhouses or whatnot, but there are these giant like winged dervishes that just seem to be destroying the landscape drawn there.
Wow.
Popular movie posters of the.
How many drawers in the desk?
There are not.
Okay. Is there anything under the desk?
Under the desk. Nope.
Great. I dig through the nest.
Yeah.
Pretty
Get in there.
I'm gonna check through the desk to see if there's any hollow compartments. Knock on it. Try and see if there's any sliding portions.
Secret
See if loose legs.
Yeah, it seems like a pretty solid desk. What you are seeing as you look over it, you see a couple of scorch marks, some wax residue here and there. It looks like many candles perhaps have lived on this desk at one time or another. Generally, all towards the far end. So perhaps if somebody had a bunch of candles there, that they were illuminating some space.
Are there candles in the candlesticks?
Are there candles in the candlesticks? Yes, there are.
Lights
Are they just like normal, or they look like?
Yeah, they look like normal
freaky-
beeswax candlesticks,
Okay.
or candles rather.
I'm gonna discard those.
Okay.
Okay. Do we think there's some kind
Stick
of,
area. I just don't.
there's some secret here?
Is there anything in front of where the candles go?
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm gonna try to infer, like, is there? I mean, like, if I take one of those candles and, does it look like there's so like you said there's the candles were on one side of the table, like, is there?
Yeah. So, if the table was say maybe 6 feet wide and 3 feet deep, they're all along one of the long edges. or not the remnants, the places where there's scorch marks or built.
Right, but this is kind of what I would expect from any table that was illuminated from the back edge. I don't think this is out of. I don't. This doesn't strike me as odd or anything.
No. But if it was like a dining table, maybe that would be in the middle rather than
Gotcha.
the back edge.
Right. So this is more of a desk than a.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
Seems reasonable.
Okay.
I'm gonna dig through the nest.
Okay, great. You spend a moment sort of poking through, and you find a few bones.
Nice.
But you don't find anything of value.
Okay.
And a fair number of feathers.
Okay. I hope so.
Great.
I
Yeah.
hope so.
And what's the ceiling look like? What's the? I'm gonna look up.
It's a sort of arched ceiling, but stone reinforced by wood.
I am standing on it. Just
Yeah, you're standing on it.
This is the priestess of the winds, and she flew. Obviously, you might want to check up there to see if there's any kind of niches or any kind of hidden
I
compartments.
poke around for
Okay.
hidden sections
Okay.
on the ceiling.
You search around for a few minutes, and you're not finding anything up there.
I suggest perhaps we're done with this room and should look someplace else.
Yeah.
Consider taking this southern door and moving away from the cultists instead of
We might as
towards
well
them.
open it and see if it's actually supplies. Right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, you head to
Okay.
the south door.
Ooh, there we
Yeah,
go. Look at that.
that.
Yeah.
Oh no, go!
Do you? Oh.
Oh.
Door opens up easily enough. Sorry,
Okay.
maybe I jumped the gun there.
Yeah.
That's
You push open the door and it opens, no problem. You see a lot of barrels and boxes. Some sealed barrels that look like ale casks or that sort of thing. It's stacked pretty full. Room stacked pretty full.
Well, this is supplies.
That's what he said it was gonna be.
Supplies.
Wow.
Ask the
Oh.
human man whether there's anything of value or import in this
Oh. Is there,
storage area.
I ask Gil, is there anything hidden in here besides just food and drink?
I don't know. When they tell me to put stuff in here, I put stuff in, and
Oh.
when they say to take stuff out, I take it out.
We really charmed the wrong one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I report back, he's an idiot.
I rip open one of the casks.
Aha!
Okay. Yeah, you find it's full of it is full of corn.
Supplies!
Yeah.
Great.
Rip open another cask.
Oh, rule of 3. I got one more here. Yeah.
Oh no. Here it comes.
Okay. You rip open the second one and you find that it is it is full of glass jars.
Supplies!
I'm done with this room.
That's good. That's the last
We're
time
ready
we
to
fought
face those
it.
cultists now.
I do not think there is valuable treasure in this room.
No.
Somewhat unexpectedly.
Yeah. Oh.
Wow.
I recommend, so the only exit we have, so we have to go towards where the cultists are
Yeah.
chanting. That's
Yeah.
it, right?
Yep.
Alright, spin us around.
I think you do that with the miniatures.
Damn it.
I'm carrying the long spear.
Okay, great.
I've got shield
From the
Yeah.
from the room. Okay.
Yeah, great.
really like a magic weapon at some point would be great.
Yeah.
Preferably a sword. I'm just putting that out to the universe.
Yeah. You should quest for one. Work for me.
Magic spear would be fun too.
I agree. Perhaps someone should listen at this door.
Yeah, alright. I'll listen
And
at the
then-
door.
Sure.
Oh, no, sorry. I'm on the ceiling. You do it.
Oh, I'll listen at the door. I listen at the door.
Okay. You can definitely hear a little more clearly that faint sound of chanting. You think it's like not immediately on the other side of this door, but you're getting closer.
As a human being, how many people are
Yeah.
in the service?
I ask Gil, how many people are in?
Oh, they breed like rabbits.
God.
Sorry, how many people? What? What do you guys?
How many people are in the this group sect? The cult of elementalists.
Oh,
I don't understand what you're saying.
There's Bob and
Roughly.
Sam.
Oh.
Estimate.
Jesus.
I
More than there are in.
20?
Oh, okay. Huh.
Okay.
So not more people than there are in Restonford.
Oh no.
Ask him if he has any contacts in Restonford.
Oh, do you have any contacts in Restonford? You, as in the group, not you specifically.
Oh, not me personally.
No.
I have an auntie. She lives in Restonford.
Oh.
She must be very proud.
Yeah, that's nice.
Oh.
So if we run into the group, we will dispose of them and take all their worldly belongings. Am I right?
Uh-huh.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's right. That's what we do.
That's why we're here.
Uh-huh.
What spells do we have that assist with
I
that?
have sleep.
Okay.
I'm out of spells.
I have
Okay.
a charm person.
I have a potion.
Magic missile.
Okay.
I also have a scroll of
And I have
magic
read
missile.
languages.
I have a
Which I
scroll of
cannot
magic
cast.
missile, which is an incredibly minor spell to keep on a
Correct.
scroll.
Correct.
You see a something or other blast it.
All right.
Wow.
Hey,
Stuff.
that's the slogan of the Marionette. If you see something or other, blast it.
This is expert wizard advice from Marionette Rod.
Yeah.
You should be thankful.
It's very high level.
Do you want to reach level 2?
Yeah, that's great. I write that down on the back of the scroll. Yeah.
Otter, please search the door for traps.
Do so.
Okay. You carefully look over the door and you do not feel that it is trapped.
Is it?
It is unlocked.
Great. Take it away.
I will open it.
Okay, you push open the door and you see a familiar sight, a room that looks like a room you've seen before.
Ooh.
It is decorated in motifs of swirling whirlwinds. It's the walls, several places on the wall have niches which seem to hold incense burners, some of which are lit, but most of which are not. You can all now clearly hear the echoes of some chanting voices coming from the open doorway to the west.
Well, at
Which
least,
one are we in?
Yeah, we're here. Okay, so we just entered the air temple here, right?
Right.
So here, right, is the largest.
Yeah.
It's right, with the spiral staircase.
Yeah.
Correct.
And it's here where we got walled in with the ice
Yeah,
wall?
this is totally Harpy Priest
Yeah.
ice wall. Paralysis, levitation.
Should.
I mean, the nice thing is that the humans here have a decency to run some incense so we don't have to smell it.
Wow. Oh. Man, we need some sensitivity training.
Enrod, the human resources.
Heck, lot of human resources.
I like it.
Elven resources.
Health and resources.
Elven
resources.
Huh.
Should I creep ahead on the ceiling to put my head in there?
Sure.
Excellent idea.
Excellent idea.
Alright, I attempt to move silently along the ceiling
Excellent.
to
Okay.
poke my head into the room to the west.
Okay. You carefully move through the doorway to the west. You can see it leads into this hall with further sub-doorways. Please roll me a thief skills check. Let's see how quiet you really
I
are.
feel like as a 5th level thief, I should be way better at this.
Think.
I failed, of course. I'm looking for a 12.
What's your total? Yeah.
17.
Very good. Very good. So you sneak along. You sneak along the ceiling. And I presume you poke your head through the door, the first doorway you passed to see what's
To the north, because I think I recognize it.
Yeah. You peek through to the north, and you do indeed see a huge open room, sort of octagonally shaped, with a giant spiral staircase in the center.
Yeah.
You can see there's definitely a group of people in there. There is a there's a group of about a second. There's about eight humans in there in looking similar to the humans you've seen already. Similar to the 6 humans who fought before in the bunks. They all seem to be sort of in the northeast portion of the room, which I actually can't even see. I'm sorry, it's off here. Okay, great. So in the northeast section of the room, they're all sort of kneeling over there, talking with or chanting. There seems to be some leader of the group in sort of standing in front of them, facing back towards you, who sort of occasionally sort of walks back and forth and nods and occasionally says something, but it's all in a language you don't exactly understand.
Huh. Does he appear to be holding pipes of any kind?
You don't see any pipes.
Okay. Technically, I'm a wizard. Can I tell if it looks like they're casting magic spells?
It doesn't look like incantations as you recognize them.
Okay. Alright, I come back to the group.
Okay.
So there's like 6 dudes and they're chanting, and there's a leader guy, but I couldn't tell if he had any pipes. Who was that? Glenn Greenwald or whatever that guy's name is. I think it was that guy.
We should assault them.
Yeah, apparently that's what we do.
That's what we do.
We're kind of violent people, I guess.
I nod at Rose. Do you agree? Yeah. There you
I
go.
have such a special.
Yeah.
They really did. Oh man.
We're gonna create a little battle plan, or are we just gonna charge in?
I could try to sleep them.
Yes.
Right.
Sleep would be the first thing. You might consider taking out the scroll of magic missile and use having this as an opportunity to do
Sure,
that.
sure.
Do we want to try to? Do we just want to rush in there and I'll sleep when I can, or should we try to get the drop on them?
Try to sleep from the doorway. What's the range?
12 inches.
So that's 60 feet?
Yeah.
You can make it. Assuming you can see them around the staircase.
I think we should plan on charging as soon as his incantation stops and attacking anyone that is still standing.
I'm happy with that.
Okay.
So we would like Otter to sneak up, cast sleep, and then we will charge as soon as he does that.
Okay.
We will stand in this.
I'll get my bow out, so I don't even have to charge. So.
Okay, so the idea is sneak into the hallway. Or is it the whole group staying back in this room?
I think we're all moving.
There's no opening here, right?
Correct.
Okay.
And these are 5-foot squares, Paul?
Those are 10-foot.
10-foot squares?
Yeah.
So we're all moving into the hallway? Is that?
I think right. I don't know.
So I would say that if they're in the north, you saw them in the northeast corner.
Northeast corner, yeah.
So we're not going to be able to charge to them in the first round. Or those of us that are a little more burdened, at least. Unless we sneak forward, but if we sneak forward, we may alert them. They're chanting, so maybe there's some, maybe they won't, hear a little rustling or something like that. But I would say that we may want to just count on the first round just being like a volley, and then dropping miss weapons and charging them after that.
That seems fine.
Yeah, that sounds good. So then I'm just gonna. Everyone's gonna stay in this room, and I'm gonna sneak ahead and cast my spell.
I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
That seems like about as good a plan.
And I put away my battle axe and I'm holding the scroll of magic missile.
Okay. Great.
And do I need both hands for you to cast a spell?
You need at least one.
I need at least one. Okay, so I'll
I
have
think
my
we're gonna-
bow in my other hand.
Okay.
I think we are going to all move up close to the doorway,
Yeah.
if that's all right.
Okay. So you're kind of close to the doorway, and Otter's going to sneak forward.
I'm gonna sneak forward to here.
Okay, great. Roll me thieves skills, please.
Yeah.
Classic thief skill failure.
Oh
Oh my god, this
goodness.
is yeah.
22.
Okay, great.
And then I'm gonna cast sleep.
Excellent. You cast your spell.
Using the magic words. Peels!
Supplies!
Yeah, supplies. Great pronunciation.
3.
That's why he's the master wizard.
Okay. 3 saves. Highest roll there is a 15. So 3 of them fall into slumber. immediately. But of course, they all look up in your direction.
Yeah.
Let's roll initiative. I have a 2. I
Otter.
continue to be terrible at initiative tonight.
6.
Nice. Okay.
Great, you're doing great, Paul.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Keep it up.
Janik Moonstroke, what do you do?
With a spear in front of me, I charge into the room as far as I can.
Okay, great. You rush forward. What is your move rate?
6. AKA 30 feet.
Okay, so 3 squares. Yep.
Sounds
yep.
I'm sorry, no, here it's 60 feet, right? No, combat move 20 feet.
Yeah, so
Right.
2.
Oh.
So you
Sounds
could
like
if you do nothing but run, you can double that. So you could go.
I would like to do that.
Okay, great.
Okay.
I would go 60 feet.
Great. So
Right.
you go rushing into the
Yeah.
beginning of the room. Yep. Okay.
Here?
Great. Yeah. We don't need to be exact.
Okay.
But part way in. Great. Otter, what are you doing?
I'm going to shoot an arrow at one of the people that is still awake.
Okay. I know which exactly. What did I say? 3 of them. 3 of them found their saves.
Nice. That's a 22 to hit for 6 points of damage.
Excellent.
Nice.
Okay, which one is this one? Okay, great. An arrow sprouts from the chest of one of them, and he gasps and screams, but he doesn't fall over. Wilder, what are you doing?
So I'm gonna move in and fire at one of the standing people. That's a 18 for 6 points of damage.
Nice. Good arrows.
Yeah.
Okay, this one catches him in the throat and gurgles and drops to the ground. Henry, what are you
But
doing?
I'm not there to see it. Can I move and lead off the scroll?
Men
or
have
no?
large necks that are easy to target.
You could do a standard. Yeah, you could do a standard move and read a scroll. Sure.
Okay, let's do kill one. I'll just move into the room and hang it up here.
Okay.
On the ceiling.
Great. Wilmer?
Should I try to cast a spell or should I try to get into this room where everybody is?
I guess I go just running there, but it's your.
Both good options.
No.
No, well,
Any way you can increase the carnage.
if I get to the, can I get to the doorway and then cast a spell?
What was your move?
My move is 20 in combat, 60 normally.
Yeah.
Oh,
Paul's not ruling on it. I'll
Sorry,
say yeah.
sorry. I didn't realize the question was being addressed to me. I'm sorry. What was the question?
Absolutely.
if I could get to the doorway and cast a spell with my combat move.
Unfortunately, you cannot move and cast a spell in the
Okay,
same round.
well, then I'm
You
just gonna
can
run
move and
through
use a
that.
magic item, so that
Okay.
I'm saying
Because
that's going to include
I think
scrolls.
I can't cast from. Well, then just put me further in the room.
Okay.
You go rushing into
Yeah.
the room. Sorry, I was trying to look up the movement rate of Rose, who likewise is just as slow as Janek, so moves right up there next to Janek. Side by side. Great.
Nice.
Excellent. Two of the remaining standing men rush towards Janek and Rose, swinging their swords.
I say, Rose, stack the dishes! Stack the dishes! we form a shield wall.
In Dwarven, stack the dishes.
Right,
Dishes.
We lock shields!
You guys must have an interesting home. Yeah.
One with a spoon. One with a spoon.
She says, I wish you would do this at home. Okay, what's your AC?
1.
Yeah, no, it's Rose. The same roll. Okay. So they come and they clang their swords against your raised shields with a terrible clatter. The two who've remained behind, who are not sleeping, you're sleeping, and those guys are sleeping. So three of them are asleep, and one has been killed. The two remaining incant spells, incant magical spells, and who's in the room now?
Everyone except Otter and Gil.
Otter and Gil. No.
Cultists.
Okay, great. Okay, so magical bolts of energy come flying at Janek and Rose. How many is the question? It's also the wrong book. Get out of here.
1.
Yep, 1 each. So,
It worked all the time.
Janek, you take 3 or save for 1.
No. Yes. No. What did I do?
Likewise for Rose.
I missed it by 1.
Rose saves and only takes 1. You can all now clearly see the man standing behind the
Ouch!
the one who's perhaps leading the chance this pencil is failing me. Can you just grab me a pencil? Thank you very much. Great. You can all see the man standing behind who's leading the chant. He looks like a strong, muscular man, bare-chested, big, full beard. But what really stands out is his strange, furry legs with their backwards crook and hoofed feet. He reaches into a pouch and pulls out a set of pipes, which he begins to play a dreadful, dissonant tune. Everyone, please make a save versus magic.
What is that?
Like spells?
Yes.
Oh, plus 0.
Death?
No, it should be magic. Yeah, spells. Spells seems right.
I don't like this.
No.
Yes.
15.
Yeah, it's the freaking thing happens again in the same room. I mean,
11 is pretty good, right? No.
Not great. Did you save?
No.
Did you save?
No.
Did you save?
11.
Save?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Great,
No.
great.
Why didn't we do the?
Let
Why
me-
did we plug our ears
Let me
again?
roll for Rose.
Oh, did I not say it? My ears were plugged? They've been plugged this whole time. They've been plugged for the past 2 months.
really?
I've been hanging out. Yeah, I have never unplugged them.
Rose also fails. So only Henrod succeeds in his saving throw. Janek, your heart is immediately filled with terror at this horrible, dreadful sound. You must move full speed away.
Ah! The sound of death in my ears. I flee, Rose.
Excellent. Rose joins you.
Protect me.
Two of you flee back to the room from whence you came. Otter, what do? You flee in terror in the horror of the horrible sound that you have heard.
I move very quickly.
Excellent.
Wow. What?
Dang it.
What the fuck? How did you run so?
I
Wilder.
diverted myself
Why did you do that?
so I can move faster in combat.
Well, look what it got you.
Henrod,
This
what are
right
you
here
doing?
is hundreds of feet.
Yeah. You don't move past the ziggly zag there.
Does it look like he's noticed me? I am on the ceiling.
Roll me thieves skills.
Definitely help me. This is a terrible roll.
How did you do it?
I got a 11.
Yeah, you think he sees you.
Alright, screw it. I read off this roll magic missile then.
Excellent.
Should you
A bolt
flee?
of magical energy flying.
Elysim Sigam. Ooh, tough one. This is why I don't usually know that stuff.
Excellent. A bolt of magical energy shoots across. You do d6 plus 1 damage, for which I will save for half.
Can I specifically target the pipes?
Varyingly.
The pipes themselves.
I will point the pipes. Paul, the pipes are calm.
They are falling. No, because it makes one living human. Oh no, that's wrong. That's the wrong spell. Strikes the target. I'm gonna say you can, but let's see. I'll say you can target the pipes, but I'm gonna roll his save. Will be if he saves, he basically completely gets out of the way and it does nothing.
Has he already rolled a save?
I've already forgotten. So
You know
no.
what? I target the pipes.
Yeah.
I target the pipes. I deal
Okay.
4 points of damage.
Okay. Let's roll the green one. Oh, that's a save. He dodges out of the way. The blast of energy smacks into the stone wall behind him. Grilmir, you run in terror.
I run in terror.
You run in terror. Gil's like, what's going on?
Yeah. We're running in terror.
Really for Gil. Okay.
No, that's not a heroic thing to do. And as a lawful thief, I'm quite heroic.
I'm gonna die.
I never die. First.
The men who were fighting, the two men who were fighting Janik and Rose chase after you. So they begin chasing you down the passageways through the corridors and whatnot, and they're just keeping pace with you. The two who cast magical bolts at you, though, do not. They need to do something clever. What are they going to do? They draw 4 daggers and hurl them at Henrod. One of those daggers hits you, Henrod.
Oh no, maybe for 1 whole point of damage.
How about 2?
Oh no!
The mighty blow.
Oof! I'll show these guys.
I get the feeling we're gonna continue running.
You guys can keep running. I'm up safely up there on the ceiling.
The guy who played the pipes puts away his pipes
Oh.
and draws out a bow
Oh.
and fires at you.
He can pull out a bow and fire in the same turn?
Sure, why not?
Because I can't.
Why not?
I don't know, it's Dan's rules.
Well,
That's all I know.
sorry. What's your armor class?
5.
He hits you.
Oh, maybe for another whole point of damage.
2.
Oh no! Wait, so can I pull out any weapon attack on the same turn?
Oh, right. You special case for swords, huh?
Yeah.
Special case for swords. Okay. Yep. I'm gonna say yes for now.
Oh.
For tonight.
Great.
Until I have more time to think about it, because I've set a precedent for the night. So, Janik, you continue to run in terror. Otter, you continue to run in terror. Willer, you continue to run in terror. Henrod, what are you doing?
Oh, well, fuck this then. I pull out my magic battle axe, I levitate down on him, and I hit him with it.
Great. You swoop down on this.
I'm yelling, oh, we must all flee!
I
We
can't
must
get
all
so
flee for
far
our
away.
lives! We must all flee!
Oh, for fuck's sake. 11!
11. You swing your battle axe. You come floating down and swing your heavy battle axe and it smashes to the ground as he lively steps aside.
That was a warning shot.
Excellent. Excellent.
I've done that before. It's not a warning.
Awesome. Okay, I'm gonna assume that the rest of you continue to flee, and we're gonna deal with you guys in a little bit. I'm gonna come back to you, but for now, Henrod, the 2 fellows who threw their daggers at you go rushing across the room to go retrieve their daggers.
Yeah, you better. They only have the one. This is why you buy whole, bandoliers of daggers. You don't just go in with one.
Good point.
This is what happens. Some fucking elf walking on the ceiling.
You gotta get out of there, man.
Yeah, what
I got this.
Okay, the bearded, fur-legged, cloven-footed creature drops his bow, draws forth a sword, and swings that at you. Oh, but he misses wild. What do you do?
I cast Charm Person on one of the dudes.
Okay, interesting. Here's my save. It's actually not enough. It's not enough. You've charmed one of them.
I tell them, throw that dagger at the satyr.
Awesome.
Save me, friend.
Awesome. The so-called satyr swings his sword at you again, missing. The one scoops up his dagger and looks at his friend and says, don't do what he says. Are you crazy? And he throws his dagger He rolls a natural one.
yes!
He throws his dagger and it smacks into the opposite wall, very far away. The remaining guys scooped up his dagger and he comes rushing back to join the fight, and he's now there ready to stab you in the back. What do you do, Henry?
Oh, that guy, I see. My guy.
Missed.
Your guy missed. Your guy threw one. Yeah.
We charmed the wrong one, apparently.
Yep.
Well, I hit the same with my magic battle axe.
Excellent.
Again.
Bam, for 13. These are terrible rolls.
It's not a hit. It's not a hit. He swings his sword at you, and he hits you for 5 points of damage.
What?
Yeah.
Still fine.
The other guy tries to stab you with his dagger. He rolls a 1, so that's great.
Nice.
So he stumbles over, he trips and falls, stumbling over, his foot catching on his robe, and he stumbles, and he drops his dagger, and he goes hunting around for it. Your charmed guy goes running across the room to fetch his dagger. What do you do, Henrod?
Well, I hit this guy with my magic battle axe.
Yay!
24.
That is a hit.
For 5 points damage.
Excellent.
That's not right. That's not right.
He takes the hit. He takes the hit, returns, swinging. Oh no, missing terribly.
Yeah.
The other guy trying to. Oh no, wait, he's tripped on. Sorry. He he scoops up his dagger and comes running back into the fight. He looks really just a totally inept fighter. But your pal has grabbed up his
The
dagger.
quality of the warriors in this cult
Yeah.
is really done.
Come on. It's minor cultists. He finally screws up his dagger, and he looks at you and
Get him! Get him!
he throws the dagger.
Get him!
No, it's terrible. It was clattering again, and he's like,
Have him like shank him so he
Henrod, you're up.
I keep hitting him with my battle.
Yeah.
It
Oh.
reminds me of like when I was like, oh yeah, we would just watch like a movie about throwing knives. And as kids, we
Okay. You again, you're man to man with this vile satyr as he swings his sword viciously at you, missing terribly. Your battle axe and his sword banging against each other, steel on steel.
You're both so
Sparks in the air.
Well, it's all true.
At this point, the rogue fellow decides that he's clearly outclassed. He goes off to go wrestle with the one that you have. And they start scuffling on the the wingiest, saddest fight you've ever seen. You're up, Henrod. Go for it.
I hit him with my battle. These have been absolutely terrible rounds of combat.
Damn it!
Did you see how close that was to 18?
He hits you. He hits you for 4 points of damage.
Should you get out of there soon?
Nope. I got it.
And he snarls at you, and he looks at you and he says, "Give up, fool." The two robed men continue to scrabble and wrestle in the corner, each one trying to get the one dagger that's left. Trying to just they're fighting, one lifts it up ready to fight.
Wow.
Grabs his
I hit this guy.
Get him.
Come on! Damn it! What is wrong with those
Do
dice?
you see how close it is to rolling to a
Yes,
roll?
every time I've seen it.
Yeah, thank you.
However, you're doing an excellent job parrying the blows of the sword play of the satyr, and he continues to banter as you fight. And he says, "Why fight? Join the mentalists. Join us."
That's a good answer.
Excellent. So I rolled 2 attacks for the 2 guys. I just got a 3 and a 1. So that's how the fight over there is going. One's like that one and a half. And the other one's like running, so he's like running in a circle. What consistently, you hear from there is, ow, that hurts, ow. Get off. Henry, would you like to make an attack?
Yeah. This is
New dice.
motto here. Oh yeah, 20.
Yeah.
The hard way.
Okay.
7 points of damage.
20.
I'll go both ways.
It's my magic axe.
You are good, but the earth shall claim you.
Well, yeah.
No,
not
the
now.
five. Go ahead.
Yeah. Wait, I want to know what happens in the fight between the two.
Yeah.
That's where the real drama is here.
Okay. Your guy is green. Okay.
They're both gonna kill mutually.
So they've given up on the dagger at this point. The dagger's been kicked across, been scattered across there. So they started to actually like beat each other with their fists. So one punches one in the nose and blood just pour down his face. And then he gets really, he's like, and he just leans in and he bites the other guy's ear.
No.
Alright. I need to finish this fight so I can observe this. Well, bam! Yes!
Yeah.
For 10 points of
Okay,
damage.
that you finally swings low, you swing high, you cut him right across the chest, and so there's a massive gash. Blood pours out, and he looks really surprised. What? No! And then he just drops to the ground and he's
desperately
with blood.
think of an elemental themed quip, which is
Huh.
really wave goodbye.
I think it's the earth guy though.
Yeah, it's
So bad.
The two guys in robes are about 20 feet away from you, and they're both just laying on the ground, panting, like a truce of ineptitude has happened, where they're just right. One kind of stumbles to his feet.
all right.
Meanwhile,
Yeah, what's going
outside,
on?
you guys have run all the way down the hall, being pursued by these two men, and finally, as you leave the cave and out back into the forest in the daylight, all of you can make me another spell save, please.
15.
Made it.
No.
Didn't make it.
You made it. You didn't. You made it.
15?
15. Nope.
You
So,
went
the,
20, right?
so Will
20
and Grilmir continue to run, but Janik.
But it's just my. So I literally have to roll 20 to save that?
You level, yeah, you level.
Oh. Yeah, well, I still fail. So.
No, Rose continues to run, but Janik and Otter, you manage to catch yourselves as the sunlight hits you.
I turn around, grab my sword, and hack the crap out of these guys.
Okay, great. Give me an attack roll.
Oh, we're still being chased.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just come rushing out, and you spin around and you smack one of them.
18.
Yeah, that's a hit.
5 points.
Which one of them it is? Okay, you cut one of them down. He seems not having expected you to turn.
Second attack.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yay.
23.
Yep.
3 points.
Okay, your backswing catches the other one in the ribs. He gasps in pain, but he's still up and fighting. Otter.
I'm gonna finish that guy off.
Yep.
Not great. 10?
No.
I don't finish him off.
He realizes suddenly that the tables have turned, and he just spins on a dime and runs back down the hall.
I start chasing that guy.
You chase that
I
guy.
chase that guy.
Excellent. You chase him back down the long hall. He goes rushing through the room, back into the room, just in time to see the satyr get cut down. At which point you catch up with him, and actually let's roll initiative real quick. Ooh, got a 4.
3.
Okay, so he rushes it, and then he spins to face you just in the moment. He throws his arms up. I surrender, which he says in common, which you don't understand.
It seems pretty obvious what he's
He's
doing.
good, yeah,
All right,
yeah, he's dropped his weapon,
I kick the sword away.
Okay.
I grab him by the face and I push him on the ground.
Excellent. Okay. So you're there. Henrod is there. There's two morons panting in the corner. There's this guy who looks more well armored and armed and whatnot than those two morons who's surrendered. And the rest of you eventually manage to throw off the feeling of terror.
Oh,
It takes
great.
a considerable chunk of time, actually, for you to feel better.
Scary stuff.
Yeah.
Pipes. Don't like them.
Mm-hmm. Go
I get
steal
what-
those. Go steal those pipes.
I
Oh,
get
yeah.
what Gil was talking about. Those are annoying.
Okay. But eventually, I assume as you collect yourselves
Yeah.
one by one, you come wandering
All
back
right.
back to the caves. But let's see what's going on in here. So
Tie up the prisoners.
Henrod, as you finish off this guy, you see another person come, one of the guards from earlier, come rushing back into the room through the doorway. He sees what's going on just as you cut down the satyr, spins around to leave. Janet comes running in, and that guy just drops his weapon and throws his hands, and he says he surrenders in common. Janek seems to understand, and Janek
Oh,
kicks away
Janet's
his
like,
sword.
kill me? Alright. Huh. Oh, look who comes running back.
I clean the blood off my sword.
You know,
Clean.
look, the magic freaking satyr I had to kill by myself. Just mano-y-mano. Look at I'm bleeding from like 3 different places here.
Well fought, Henrod.
Yeah.
You're not merely handsome. You're also hacky. Well done.
It wasn't worth it.
My question: did you get a quip in at the end? Finish him off? And if so, what was it? Was it a good quip?
I did, and it was, and this is honest. In the moment, this is what I said.
Narrator, no, it wasn't awesome.
Well, what was it?
Was wave goodbye. I didn't think of a better one. Was I
It's adequate.
That's
It's
all.
adequate.
acceptable.
Yeah.
It's gotta get an adventuring
I
log.
give it a C+.
That's good.
Aw.
Well done. If anyone has a rope, I will tie up our prisoners.
Do you have
I have a rope. Yeah.
Great. Okay, at this point, the rest of you have managed to one by one start to trickle back in.
Yeah.
And I accept my spear for bros.
You accept your spear?
Right, which I dropped earlier, which I'm
Oh,
just assuming
oh.
she knew to pick up and carry in.
Okay. Excellent.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Does this guy have anything? The satyr have anything on him? Satyr, is that right?
I would say satyr might, but
Satyr. Okay.
Fawn.
Fawn. Thank you. That's much better. Yeah.
Mr. Tumnus.
Mr. Jumpus. Yeah.
He has a pouch, which seems to contain a set of reed pipes.
Oh, take them.
I'll take
Yeah.
those. Yeah.
Okay.
What about treasure?
He does not seem to have any coin.
I
in
bet
his
he
pouch,
keeps it all
just-
in that one room that we haven't been in.
That's
yet.
probably true. Do I think I know how to play the pipes?
No.
Don't play them now.
Do I think I mechanically could play the
I mean,
pipes?
you could try.
Yeah, I'd give it a shot.
No.
You roll me a d20.
No.
Oh, we're all gonna have to run away again.
That's
One.
a natural one.
Actually, what you all hear is
You guys aren't running in terror. What's going on? Yeah.
Henrod, I mean this with all the love of our companionship. You suck.
I killed. Look.
Yeah, that does make you a musician.
Oh.
Does anyone have any healing potion incidentally?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I give you a dose of my jug.
Great. All right, I take a swig of the healing potion.
Do you need another?
5. Yeah, I take one more.
Okay, that finishes mine.
Alright, I still have 6.
I'm at 18 out of 23. That's fine.
do we want to question? Do you feel like we can question these man things? I mean, those two look like they beat the bejesus out of each other. But
Those
you know,
guys.
one is really staring at Hemrod in a weird way, and I don't understand it. But did you enthrall him?
One of them is enthralled. The other one is just worn out, man. You know. we should wrap
He's got
that
a
guy,
big-
tie that guy
big-
up. For,
You know, black eye forming. The other one's just blood
know what?
all down his chin.
tie them both up just in case.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
We tied the 3
Okay.
prisoners together.
Okay. The prisoners are tied up.
Great. Who wants to do the interrogating?
I'm a little tired, honestly. You know.
I would be
I
happy
mean,
to
we
do
all
it.
have a lot of.
Yeah, but there's the
not-
language
that's
barrier
not,
to think about here.
So, what do we
Ma
do?
Istal K Teldaran?
That was pretty good.
What?
Ma Istal K Teldaran.
Rose kind of pushes you aside.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Julia, do you want to
Alright,
interrogate?
okay.
Can
So,
someone please,
alright,
Jesus.
so I'm gonna. So, what's in
Elf
that?
Jesus, save me.
What's in that northeast corner there?
Blood, bodies.
No, I mean
Yeah.
there's is there room if we went through this northern hallway thing? If we
Sorry.
went through this doorway to the north
Yes.
and turned. What's in that eastern corner?
Oh, who are you asking? The guy.
The soldier guy, because he seems like the smartest one.
That is to the Earth and Fire chapels.
Chapels, huh?
Go.
Which apple was? Or, I don't.
Is there any way to get
We're all here.
I don't understand, man.
Oh.
I'll translate.
is there a door? Are there any doors to get further from there, or is this all contained? Are there any other ways out from that chapel?
Good question.
No. The descent. You look for the descent.
Yeah. What's the descent?
It is through,
Yeah.
it is through
Yeah.
the water chapel.
Oh. Okay. Great.
Yeah.
All right.
Ask him what the descent is.
What is this descent?
It is down into the depths
Oh,
of
great.
the realm of the Lizard King.
Oh. Have you seen this lizard king?
No,
Oh.
I've seen his emissaries.
Oh.
The troglodytes?
Yes, the disgustingly smelling lizard people.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yes, bring his.
Troglodytes, that's what I said. Yeah.
Yes, they pay us well for their security.
Oh. Oh, is that what the situation is?
Interesting.
Huh.
We've heard
What is
a lot
it you
about
want from us?
Treasure. Do you have any treasure?
We want you to die, Mr. Bond.
And what will become of me?
Oh, I
this.
mean,
Let him go.
I mean, yeah. Just
You're not.
we'll take your sword and then you can just go about your business. You know, you can leave this place and
Never come
we're
back.
all good. Yeah.
his business was this place.
I mean, you're gonna have to
His
go back
business
out
is
to the
not
world,
being dead
get a new
now.
job.
Right.
Maybe.
An honest job. In
Uh-huh.
fact, give him a specific. Tell him he has to be a Cooper. After this.
Wow. A
There
Cooper.
we go. Become a Cooper.
Wow.
Is that shoes or barrels?
Barrels, I think,
Barrels,
right?
yeah. Barrels.
Cooper, yeah.
Yeah.
Cobbler shoes. Yeah,
Correct.
no, he can be a Cooper or a cobbler.
I'll see stuff.
Uh huh.
Ah, see stuff.
Very well. If you set me free, I shall tell you where the wealth is hidden.
Oh,
Yeah.
that
Hold up
sounds
his bound
great.
hands.
Oh, no, the opposite order.
Yeah, you tell us where the wealth is, and then we'll let you go.
How do I know you won't kill me?
Oh, we're lawful.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Oh, is that not a concept in game? Is that just a meta?
Do we have alignment languages? We don't.
Wow.
Uh,
We're nice, you know. Well, nice is violent but trustworthy.
Depending on who's the person who should be arguing or
Dependably murderous is how I like to say it.
oh no, I'm glad that you can't speak the language that these guys. You don't want him to know that.
We can cut his
Oh
cut
no.
the bindings on the binding on his hands, and then if
Okay.
he tries to run away, we get him.
Oh, yeah,
what?
there you go, yeah.
You want me to threaten this guy? I just knock an arrow.
Oh. Yeah, that's good. Don't shoot him. Alright,
Don't
and
shoot
I cut his
him.
head.
Oh, I say. I don't worry, into darkness.
Right.
I give this like grin.
Yeah.
With my knocked arrow.
He turns to Gromir. The Earth Chapel is decorated with many fine gemstones.
All right.
It is
I don't think we
It is
haven't
to the
been there, I don't
east.
think.
Jeez, okay.
What's in the fire?
Oh yeah.
Fire Chapel.
Because I've heard there's a hidden door.
Nothing. It is just for worship.
Oh.
Hidden door.
Are there any other ones? Oh, no, other ones.
Are there any other religious leaders that you should worry about besides the harpy and this guy?
There's there's the priest of fire and the priestess of water, but they are not at the chapel.
Oh, where are they?
They are out doing the temple's business.
Oh.
Right. And what are they? Coincidentally.
People or
Of a sort.
Everyone's.
I can see one better. Why are they?
Yeah.
You cut his
Yeah.
but we have an arrow trained on him when he tries to run away.
Or if he just, flinches.
Yeah.
They are beings of similar ilk that come from realms of fire and water.
Huh. Did they say when they'd be back?
I don't. No. You said I could go if I told you where the wealth was.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave now.
Okay.
Alright.
Don't shoot me.
Don't don't come back and start worshiping these other two, or we'll find out about it and we'll get you then. You need to go start a new life out of this chapel.
Right, you have to become a cobbler or a cooper. Those were the professions we decided on. They're definitely honest.
I don't want to
Alright.
come back and see you worshiping this fire priest.
Right, exactly.
I will see you then when you need new shoes.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Perfect.
He runs out the southern passage.
Well,
Okay.
that worked out pretty well,
Now
I
we
think.
saw Gil, and then you're
Oh, my charm guy. Right, yeah.
And the tired one.
No, that was when we were. Oh,
No,
right.
we were interrogating the smarter.
There are 2 men sleeping, are there not?
There are. That's
I
right.
pointed
That's
to
right.
Rose. I look at Rose.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Rose takes care of it.
It's not better if you have Rose do it. Right?
It's worse.
Participatory.
Oh. So should we go see if we stole these gemstones already?
So what do we do about our other 3 prisoners here?
Oh.
Gil's charmed.
Gil's charmed.
2 of them are charmed.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I asked my charm guy what his name is. Yeah.
Gil.
Will.
Bertwald.
Bertwald. Okay. Bill. We call him Bill.
Please call me Bert.
No, Bill. It rhymes. Bill, I need you to escort these other 2 guys out of the dungeon. Or do we want to keep Gil?
Gil's kind of useless.
He is kind of useless. He kind of set off that one thing.
You can't see in the dark.
Alright, I want you to escort these other guys out of the dungeon. Go find your friend. He's starting a shoemaking business. I want you to assist him with that.
This is the one you charmed, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and you're telling him escort which 2?
The 2 other prisoners.
Gil and the other slap
Gil
guy.
and-
Gil the
Oh,
slap
Gil
guy.
and the other guy.
The slap fight guy.
Okay.
Escort them out. Now he and the other guy who was fighting, they're friends again now. I want them to make up.
So we don't think they're good for like detecting traps and stuff.
They didn't
For
say
telling
Gil just
In
said.
Elvish, by the way. In Elvish.
Yeah.
Yeah, why don't we have the man open the doors? I don't want to see you get shot by another bolt.
We could ask them about. I don't think they went into the descent. Is my thing. I don't think they've gone any further.
No, it sounds
Okay, so
like
let's just take Gil with us then.
Okay.
Okay.
They could also proclaim us, right? They could proclaim us when we go into the next chamber.
Do we want
That's
to
a-
be proclaimed?
Oh, okay. Good point. Good point.
Alright, I take it back. Bill, I mean Bert, you escort your previous enemy, now you guys are going to be friends, out into the world, and you guys become cobblers or coopers.
And no coming back to worship the fire priest or the water
Any of the
priestess
elements,
or
yeah.
whatever.
You gotta start a new life,
Yeah.
this is your second chance.
Mm-hmm.
No elements.
This
No,
is this
no
is
more
scared straight.
being
You've been
controlled.
scared straight.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Bert or Bill, as he's now called. Bill says, "Okay, all right, yes, sir."
Great.
And he goes to escort the other two. Gil seems to be fine. With
Gil's staying with us.
Oh,
Yeah,
Gil's
just
staying with you.
one, yeah.
Oh, just the one guy.
Yeah.
Okay. So they kind of give each other the stink eye.
Yeah. This is why this is how they're gonna grow, is by getting past that.
Okay, great.
Being at the cobbler shop together.
Okay. So the two of them walk out the southern door
Yeah.
and start to leave. And then you hear, "Ow! Shit! Oh no!"
That was the non-charmed guy running away, right?
Ah,
Like a what?
Oh, you go look around the corner, you don't see anybody.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
you
It
just
worked,
look to that door,
basically,
it's
yeah.
swinging shut.
Alright.
That plan essentially worked, yeah.
I don't see how that could backfire on us.
You know?
Ever.
I think it can only front fire in that way.
Obviously, we should
They're all
continue
starting
committing.
new lives.
They're all starting new lives, exactly.
What? Ask your man if there are traps on the gems in the earth room.
Oh yeah, Gil. Are there
Hmm?
traps in the Earth Chapel?
There's a guardian.
A guardian. Oh, what nature of guardian is it?
Sort of big
Is that annoying guy with the pipes?
stone
we
thing.
killed him.
Oh.
Punches.
Oh,
What?
Look,
What-
I killed him. I
Oh.
personally
No,
killed
but I
him.
thought that because he's
Um,
been a little behind the whole time.
Well, if anyone but the priest goes in there.
It's not.
Anyone but the priest. Does the priest have a special word or something? Do you know? Great.
You could ask him. He points to the dead satyr.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
I don't think he's being very
Speak with dead
We
anyone?
should have asked the other guys
You
more
should have
about
joined
this.
He's very conversational right now. Okay, so it sounds like there's a golem in there.
Sounds like
Oh,
we're
you
at.
heard it?
Have you? He hasn't heard it. Gil's never heard the
Heard the word.
heard the word.
Bird?
The command word. It might
No,
not.
he's never. He never said. He said that he's never heard anything.
Okay.
No.
I'll just play these pipes as we go.
Who's gonna carry the satyr corpse?
Oh yeah.
I will.
Alright.
Meanwhile, I'm slinging the satyr corpse over my shoulder.
Okay.
Classic Elvish tune.
I mean, I guess we can have birdies,
Okay,
right? We can have
so-
birdies with the satyr corpse.
So allow me to point out that whether if it's a stone golem or an earth elemental, you can only hit it with magic weapons.
Oh,
In fact, plus two weapons.
Not it.
Under
Oh,
We
how
only
many
have
plus
one
two
of those.
magic weapons do we have?
I have one.
Just the one.
I also
This would be
have
a
magic
terrible-
missile.
We
If
have to
somebody
which
else wants to
doesn't-
take the
Yeah.
warhammer temporarily, and I'll cast magic missile.
Yeah,
and somebody
yeah.
else
So most golems of which I am aware are 100% totally immune to all magic,
Oh,
Wow.
really? Oh, never mind.
Jenny,
then.
just
excepting
go in there.
maybe one spell each.
Huh.
Take the warhammer and you just go take it on your own.
Oh yeah.
Because that worked out so well.
It did.
It did. Look at
Henrod
which one of us
won.
is alive.
Henrod won, and
Yeah.
you are a far mightier fighter than Henrod is.
Okay, what else?
Maybe
Well,
what we really want is
I'm-
somebody should
I'm
sneak
gonna
up on
try.
it with the warhammer.
Huh?
Somebody should sneak up on it.
Oh,
Maybe and try to
With the
give it a
warhammer.
backstab. Yeah.
Can we trap it at all? Can we debilitate
wrap it up in a rope.
Can it come out of that room, or can it just get you when you're in there?
I ask Gil. Have you ever seen the Guardian in the Chapel of Stone outside of the Chapel of Earth?
Oh no.
Oh,
He stays in there.
okay.
So we have
Should I
an
run
escape
by it?
plan.
Let's just go look.
Yeah, let's,
Okay.
if it's so, if it
Yeah,
can't
why
count,
not?
let's just go see
What
what
could
it's
go
like.
wrong? What could go wrong?
Which way was it?
It's going to be here. It's here.
Okay.
The safest approach is probably going to be through this door because then there's only one thing here. This door you can access both the fire room and the earth room.
Okay.
This
Oh,
door,
it's already
this hallway
checked
here, you can only access the earth room.
Okay, so let's go to the east.
Unless you want to do it from two sides at the same time. I mean, I suppose we could go two sides and then someone run it from one side and steal the gems.
I'm very fast. I can lure the golem on Mary Chase.
Well, how about you go in on the roof? Go
I
in
go
on the
on the
roof because they
roof,
can't fly.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
So we could go. We could potentially go in two sides at once, and you can go in the roof, and like somebody try to get the treasure while we're contending with it.
Sure.
We also don't know what the spear is, right? I mean, if we have the spear and the warhammer, that's a chance, right?
I wouldn't want to gamble. I wouldn't want to bet on that.
Yeah.
You're right, but it's the.
Yeah, I'm not
That would be
counting on
too
it
convenient.
as much as
Right.
might as well try it, right?
Right.
If we get committed.
All right. Okay. Why not? Okay. Why not? So I'll try to hit with the spear. You try to hit with the hammer.
Oh,
Do you want to hold the hammer, or do you want to give it to me or Otter to try to get a backstab with? Not that we will necessarily.
We could distract it from one door while one of you try to hit it from the back from the other side.
Okay. So you take it.
Okay.
I'll go in on the ceiling.
Yeah.
Everybody else goes in one door.
Yeah.
You go in the opposite door.
Yeah.
And get ready to backstab it
Yeah.
if it comes to that.
Okay.
And I'll try to grab the
Yeah.
treasure.
Great.
Okay.
That's not the worst
There
thing
you
we've ever
are.
done.
Oh, your hand. I thought we were doing like
No.
that.
Here, take this sword.
Great.
Oh,
Yeah.
I want it back.
Yeah.
Alright, I want that warhammer back.
Great.
Oh my god. It's just.
I want the spear to be magical.
Alright.
Yeah, that'd be great.
It's just a +1 sword.
Alright.
All right.
Okay, you have a plan.
You have a
Yeah.
plan.
Excellent. And you're going to the east.
Yeah.
Most of us are.
Okay, most of us are going to the north.
Okay.
I don't want Otter to be alone getting pinned
Okay.
in
Yeah.
between two forces if that's
Alright.
what happens. So why don't we as a
do that and that? There you
so the
go.
majority of us go through the north passage and Otter goes in the east passage.
Okay. Okay.
But we're gonna, I think before we do this, we're gonna say, we're just keep an eye out, and we're gonna signal Otter to go forward when
Yeah.
when we know that we're not getting pinched right away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Seems
As
fair.
you enter the passageway to the north,
Yeah.
those of you who enter the passageway to the north, you can see a faint glow coming from the west. Definitely, the room beyond to the west seems to be lit with some dim, flickering light.
So when we saw this previously, that's the fire chapel and it's got fire tables in it.
Okay.
Mm.
To
Great.
the east, it is dark, but you have dark vision. So you can see, dimly the shape of a dark, largish room. It does look like that a sole figure perhaps stands in the center of a large, otherwise empty room.
Janik steps up to the doorway and throws in the body of the satyr.
Excellent. Boom! It lands with a thump. So you can see this large room. It has a kind of a moist, earthy smell to it. The walls look not like the other walls of the other rooms where it's smooth laid stone, but rather look just jagged and rocky as if the room was dug out of the space. However, the walls are also decorated. You can see with sort of mosaic patterns of shiny bits of rock or pebble or whatnot that sort of seem to create a script of sorts or runes, some kind of symbols placed all about the walls with these various different sort of reflective stone of one type or another.
It's not in the language we recognize.
No.
So we're gonna try the.
And there's a large creature standing, or it actually looks like just a statue, like a statue of a large muscular man standing in the center of the room.
Is it moving?
It does not appear to be moving.
All right, so I have read languages and I can do the whole routine.
It's read language, not read magic, right?
That's correct. They're separate spells. Does anyone have read magic? I mean, I have read languages.
I'm out of spells.
All right, so I'm willing, before we destroy the script, I'm willing to do the routine.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay with that?
Yeah.
With some assistance from Rose, I taken my plate mail off down
Okay.
to my Gambison
Excellent.
Slightly
Okay.
Not-
Okay.
with my hat. And have I been attacked yet so far? Okay.
No, you're still standing outside the room, right? You're still
Yeah.
where I see your figure. Okay.
Yeah. Can I? Good point. Can I see the script from where I'm standing?
Yeah.
Okay. And I cast read languages and I attempt to read the script.
Okay. You cast read languages and you attempt to read the script. What you can see is essentially what appears to be a prayer written in the wall to the elemental gods, and especially that of Earth, asking for blessing, asking for strength, asking for the ability to smite and destroy enemies. That seems to be the gist of it.
Okay. Anything else that needs reading? And with Rose's help, I start putting my plate mail and my helmet back on and everything.
Excellent.
Do the sparkly things look valuable?
Some could be. It's hard to say from here.
This is
They
what
could be, or they
Gil
could
said.
just be
Or the.
Other guy.
Yeah.
How many of them are there?
many.
Okay.
Many.
All right.
Hundreds.
We got the plan, right?
Hundreds.
Yeah.
I hear hundreds.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go in on the
I was
ceiling.
hoping there'd be like 3, and
Yeah.
we're gonna run and grab 3 and get out. But
I'm just gonna start picking them off while you guys are distracting it. If it becomes too bad, I'll just levitate back to the ceiling and escape. Yeah.
Can we do that? Will you do that?
Yeah.
How tall does the statue in there look?
It looks to be about 7 feet tall.
And how high is the ceiling?
The ceiling is like 9 feet tall.
Oh,
9?
9 feet tall.
low ceiling.
Yeah.
It'll still probably be fine, right?
Only attack one of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's it does actually look a little lower than other rooms in here, in as much as again it looks
Excuse me,
rather
excuse me.
than carefully made stonework. It looks rough.
Hardly.
Not full
well,
of slide.
I'm on
It's
the ceiling
it's
here.
rock that points down into the room.
You're on the floor. You can't touch me.
As if it was intentionally built into this kind of gloomy cave.
Everybody okay with me getting his attention?
Yeah, let's do
Okay.
it.
And with Rose at my side, I'm assuming with the spear, I take one step into the room and I say, "Hey!"
And excellent. As soon as you step into the room, it lumbers towards you in an aggressive way. Let's roll initiative. 3, 4.
Nice.
Okay, great. What do you do, Jack?
I stab it.
Okay, so you rush towards it. You meet it maybe halfway, or about a third of the way into the room.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
It's like approximately.
I rolled a 22.
Yes, you stab into it with the spear that you stole from the other.
Yes.
Yep.
Do I?
Yeah, it cuts. It definitely cuts into the rocky surface of the creature. Roll damage.
Nice.
3 is what I would
3.
normally do.
Okay. Yeah, and it barely chips off a little bit of its rocky surface.
Okay.
Autumn, what are you doing?
If I'm gonna sneak attack, I would have to hide.
If you get a thief skills to move silently up to it, at this point it is distracted by Janek, so you could get a sneak attack.
I'm gonna try that.
Okay.
Oh.
Ooh, right. 13.
Okay, it does seem to notice you as you enter, so unfortunately it will not be a sneak attack.
Okay, I'm gonna hit it with this hammer.
Okay.
It's a +2 hammer.
Yeah.
Okay.
21
That is a hit.
for 6 points of damage.
Excellent. You smack it heavily with the hammer, and a chunk of rock sort of just chips
Okay.
off of it.
Sneak attack!
Wilder.
I'm gonna try and hit it with my two-handed sword.
Okay.
Just to see if I piss it off a little bit. It's normal, and that's a 3. So
You swing wildly, in fact, so wildly that it just completely passed by it and whiffed through the air. Henrod.
Don't forget to add your level and strength bonus when you do that.
Yeah, it was like a 6.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I run on the ceiling past the creature to where the shiny script on the wall is.
Okay.
Does it look like gems?
Roll me a d20 plus your total intelligence score.
-1.
Natural 20.
Oh,
Wow.
excellent. So it looks like a mix. So some are like simple quartz or crystal, whereas others of them actually do look like there are some precious gemstones. But it doesn't seem like there's any rhyme or reason to it.
If I can distinguish them, I start trying to pull out the real gems.
Okay, they're definitely embedded in the wall, and you're going to need to get a tool in there or something to pry it out.
I have an iron spike, I have a hammer,
Great.
I have thieves' tools,
Excellent.
I brought one of everything. I have a gland of some sort.
Excellent. That doesn't seem like it's going to hurt.
I start hammering them out.
Okay, yeah, you take your hammer and you knock one of them out. And you go, oh, yeah, definitely,
Great, okay.
some kind of precious stone here. It looks like there's several more.
I keep that.
Okay, great. Gilmer.
I'm gonna try to hit it with this +1 sword that I'm borrowing.
Okay,
See what happens.
excellent.
Sword shatters.
Oh no. 15.
That is not a hit. So you slam the sword into it and it just kind of clangs against its rocky surface.
Wait, I'm gonna try again.
Oh, yep, thank you. Oh, right.
Oh.
Right.
Nope, didn't make that one.
Should I get my second attack?
Oh, if it was your turn, you could.
Oh no!
Rose.
Yeah.
Where's the character? She Rose. Okay. Rose swings her sword at it. She rolls a 16. She hits it with her sword. Why does it say sword and d6? That doesn't seem right. It should be d8, right?
Sure.
Okay. She slams her sword into it, and indeed, like some rock cracks off of it, but it just doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't. All of your hits seem like they're just not doing as much as you would expect.
Well, that's,
Alright.
But they're not doing nothing.
Okay.
Who's melee
You
attacking?
with the magic
You
hammer.
with the magic hammer.
Who's melee?
Yeah.
Everyone but Gil.
Hammer.
Yeah, I think that's where we're at.
I'm looking at it. Aika, on bar!
Ooh, oh, rude.
I haven't heard that curse in 100 years.
Called for.
All right. It takes swings at Wilder and Janik. So one fist at Wilder. Nope. And one at Janik. No, that's a 2.
Okay.
Kind of just heavily swinging his big meaty or stone, big stone. It's very slow moving, but seems like if it connected, it would probably work. Okay, Janik. Wait, Jester with you?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead, Janik.
I'm going to drop the spear, pull out the sword, and start hacking at it with that.
Okay.
9.
Again.
Yeah.
My second attack, 21.
Yes, second
Right.
attack hits.
8.
Yeah, it does seem to affect it somewhat.
Okay. Is that a non-magic sword?
It is.
Okay.
Auto.
I guess I'll just hit it. Probably don't want to waste the time. I'm gonna try to hide and try to lose it. It's got a lot of people on it.
I mean, with as many people are surrounding it, I think you can make your thief skills check, and if it succeeds, it's a backstab, and if not, then you still get an attack.
All right. I'm gonna do that.
That's gotta be it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
Great.
Go for it.
All right.
Okay, great. So, what do I add extra to this attack?
Plus 4. Plus 4.
Oh. Terrible.
12.
Oh no! Damn it! You time it just so and swing at it, and it almost as if just by luck happens to step out of the way as your heavy swing flies right past it. Wow.
I will destroy it.
That's a 18 to hit.
Yep.
For 10 points of damage.
Yeah.
That's a nice sword.
Yeah, you lean more by the weight of the sword than the sharpness of the blade. You lean heavily into it, and a large chunk of rock comes flying free from it. Henrod.
I keep hammering away at it.
Okay, great.
Right.
Great. You at this point you have 3 that seem pretty nice.
It still looks like there's more.
Yeah.
Alright.
Go on.
Alright, try to hit it with that sword again. Oh,
Nice.
great. 20.
That was a natural 20.
Yes.
Is that a
Oh yeah. Roll an extra. What's your normal damage?
1d8, it's a +1 sword, so +1, I guess.
Yeah, so roll 2d8 plus 1.
4, 9, 10.
10 points. Alright, so
Adding the 1 to both dice?
no.
Gotcha.
Okay, so you smash it with your sword. You smash it again, really hard, and its whole head just kind of cracks and falls off,
Wow.
and the whole thing just topples overhead heavily and lands with a loud thump.
Nice.
Great.
That was
You gonna equip it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh?
You gonna equip it?
Yeah.
Oh, Janet, do you have anything while you're, Penrod, do you have anything while you're,
That's the way the golem crumbles.
wow.
I would have.
I just start singing the song. Earth Angel, Earth Angel. Yeah, whip, is that whip out?
Oh, boy.
Oh.
That was rough.
It's a dirty business we do.
Thanks, Mulder. Trying to keep you around.
Good. All right. Well, that I want that one.
Yeah.
I kick the head further away from the rest of it.
Okay, and it rolls a little unevenly.
I don't know what that was.
All right,
Let's trade
Trade on
Weird.
I chewed out the rest of it.
Okay, great.
Spear.
So you find in total 10 small gemstones in amongst the various other just normal shiny rock.
Okay,
Just since we were just come before, but we're just splitting all the treasure equally across. Okay.
Yeah.
It's in the
Charter.
That is in the charter, right?
It's the charter.
What do we? How much of a cut does Rose get?
Half.
Half share? Half share?
Is it? I thought, because I seem to recall that Janet was a much better negotiator than other people that I've seen negotiate with their hirings, and we are maybe not paying as much as.
Well, perhaps you were thinking of some people that gave their henchmen a
In Elvish, by the way. In Elvish. We're talking about.
Whereas Rose
Nobody
got half
would ever
share.
do that. Incidentally, nobody would ever do such a thing.
That having been said, I have heard of some people that have given their henchmen only a third of the share,
Yeah.
which seems incredibly low on you. I can't believe anyone would accept that kind of thing if the dice didn't come up incredibly high. But anyway, just things I heard
Yeah.
around town.
There's wild discrepancies
Arrested for it.
in the amount that you paid for this job.
Anyway, yes, most of us are getting a standard share.
Yeah.
If I recall correctly. There's no other exits here, I see.
No.
Okay, the ones we saw before.
Did we
but
ever
that's-
actually check out the fire room, or do we just peek in?
Someone, I think, just peeked.
I just beat
Henrod did invisibly.
Got it.
So perhaps I suggest we proceed to the fire room and see if there's any.
Yeah.
Now there's there are doors. There's additional doors exiting beyond the fire room and the water.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Alright.
And I think they said there's a fire priest.
Yes.
It's not here.
Who's not?
But he's off
here.
doing
Better.
business things.
But is his stuff here?
Hopefully.
Probably.
All right. Well then let's fix that.
Okay. All right, let's go to the west.
We go west to the fire chapel.
Okay, so you enter into the western room, and you can only see a small portion of this room because it seems like the walls are covered in thick layers of wax, as if 1,000,000 candles were burnt along the walls and just completely coating everything with heavy wax. And in fact, there are several candles, not even so much in stands or sconces, but just almost kind of jammed into the wall or melted into the wall that are stuck there, still burning.
Any creatures in here?
You don't see any creatures.
Is there like a glow coming somewhere?
Yeah, some like I said, there's some candles.
Oh,
actually.
I see.
And we haven't entered yet, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so something like something
Why
can
do I
come out
have a
of the
note
walls.
about fire beetles here? Look at the ceiling.
Yeah, it's been months since you were here. Things could have changed.
Oh.
I stick my head in and I look all around all the 5 walls.
Okay. Yeah, again, the walls, like, it seems like it's probably shaped similar to the room that you were just in,
Okay.
but again, like, you can't see the walls very well because they're so thickly covered in wax.
I go back to the Earth Chamber.
Mm-hmm.
I drag the satyr's body, and I get someone to help me, and we sling it into the fire.
I held it.
They again lands with a wet thud in the center of the room.
Oh.
All right, well, good. Well, beetles would definitely want a fresh corpse.
You think so? Can I see a door on the western wall?
You cannot. You just see layers of wax.
How do I know
If
about
I,
this? Anyway, I step into the room.
oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Am I good?
Yep.
I walk to the western wall on the northern side of that wall.
Okay.
I start chipping away at the wax there.
Okay. You start to cut away at the wax. Roll me a d6.
I get to add my strength or anything?
Yeah, you can add shit.
4.
Okay. So you start chipping away at the wax in that in the northwest corner. Is that right?
Yeah, the northern part of the west wall.
Yep. You start chipping away at the wax, and you do think you start to see the outline of a door.
Nicely done.
Yeah.
I don't know how I knew that. I don't know how we knew that
Maybe it
before.
was different the
Yeah,
last
maybe
Yeah.
it was. Maybe it was.
burning these
Yeah.
candles.
I mean, maybe this is a new priest.
It's all candles.
Maybe we killed the last priestess, and this is just a new guy who's got a new setup. You
Oh,
know?
he's
Perhaps,
got all
perhaps.
candles.
Uh-huh.
Or maybe
Yeah.
weird.
He just redecorated the whole chamber.
Wow.
Perhaps some treasure hunting merry man could listen and search at the
Oh,
door.
that's a good point. I'll go in and I'll take this one. I'll listen at that door. Has the door been exposed off from the wax?
Not completely.
I keep chipping away.
Yeah, you keep
I'll help
at
out.
it.
I'll help out. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Between the two of you, you eventually chip away the thick layers of wax and reveal that there is definitely a door here in the corner.
Okay, I'll listen at the door.
Okay. It's all quiet.
I guess I'll check it for traps.
It's all quiet at the western door.
It does not appear to be trapped.
This door is Merry Man approved. Yeah.
We assembled to enter, yes?
Yeah.
Searching for treasure from the fire priest. I bust open the door.
Okay. You will need to make a roll because it is heavily sealed with wax.
Gross.
And the second door we've seen.
5.
Okay, that is enough.
That's not.
That is enough. You see a passageway. You know, I'm gonna move the map here.
Ooh.
Oh, here we go.
Walk so fast.
Okay, great. So you see a passageway that seems to start to curve to the south.
This is just normal. This is just indicative of the other passageways we've seen in the case so far.
The thing that jumps out at you is just how dusty the passageway is. It looks like it has been unused for a very long time.
Weird.
Might work in our favor.
Is this on our original map?
This is new. I knew about the door, but we never got announced
Okay.
today.
Yeah, I think we got in here through the stairs, so we haven't
Right.
seen anything.
I see.
Right.
I'm gonna check the area right in front of the door for traps.
Again, the water, so you're right, we know the water chapel has a door, and we have multiple pieces of information that
You
goes
don't see anything
down.
unusual?
But
I see, okay.
this presumably stays on this level.
Right. Okay.
So I feel like this is a good opportunity to get some treasure nobody took out.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, let's follow it.
Yeah, we go for it.
Okay, you continue to follow around. Janik in the lead?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Janik Rose, yeah.
Okay. It continues to curve to the south, and then you see some stairs leading up.
Oh.
Well, at least I was right about not
Weird.
going down.
Interesting. Check the stairs for traps. This is the first section of
Okay.
stairs.
What do we have on
Does
our...
not seem to be trapped. Again, just dusty and misused. These cobwebs cling at the corners. Maybe dust on the ground.
Do we follow this? What time is it?
It's 11:30. You guys getting sleepy?
Never.
Yeah.
But I'm not controlling this.
Huh.
Right.
Does it look like anything we've...
No, this is going to go up to a part of the 6th level we haven't seen
Oh.
yet.
Weird.
Did we? Yeah. I have heard rumors that there's parts of this labyrinth that you might need to go up to discover.
Oh.
Do we know what's in
No.
No,
there?
absolutely not.
The level above this one is the one that we got attacked by were-rats at, right?
Yeah, I think right. That's
Ah.
I think so. That's the one that had gargoyles in the
Yes.
not attacky gargoyles,
No.
but gargoyles
They
on the
tricked us.
tunnels.
Right.
Broken gargoyles, something with a green eye. But I think that is that where we fought the were-rats?
I think so.
Because they jumped out and knocked over a gargoyle, so we thought a gargoyle was coming to life, but really it was rats.
Some treacherous thief stole my map of the 5th level, and I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Oddly,
Would you? How about I recommend that we call it for a night? You can dig up your map of the 5th level, which I'm sure we have access to. You can plot and plan, and we'll pick it up in the morning.
should we retreat to town now? Should we retreat to town?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
Add up our the treasures.
This was dusty. There's not, I can't imagine there's someone else in there. So.
Good point. We shut the door behind us, obviously.
I demand solo XP for the saber. Everybody else ran like cowards. Fought him. Fought him the elbow.
Tell your SP.
I spiked the door shut. As we leave.
Yeah.
The waxy door.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
So I jumped on the stream on YouTube, and it looks like we have a better quip for Henrod killing the satyr, which was he got iced, which I think is way better than wave goodbye.
No, I'm gonna still go with wave goodbye. I'm pretty happy with that.
The XP for tonight is 945
Okay.
Per person.
per person.
Can't do this.
I'm gonna start leveling up wizard.
Yeah, should I do
Yes,
this?
thank you. I don't know.
Just because I am at that point where it's going to take a very long time to get the next level or
Pretty good
fighter.
argument. That's a pretty darn good
I
argument.
think I need, I'm at 17,000, so I'm at the very low end.
I'm relatively close to Thief 6 for whatever that gets me.
Me too.
I'm getting
But-
close to Fighter 4, so I'm
Well,
gonna keep
okay.
going for Fighter.
Yeah, because Fighter 4 is a feat, I think, which...
I'm actually closer to wizard 3. I'm 1,500 away from wizard 3.
Wizard 3 means second level spells,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
That might be worth it.
That's
And I'm
way
7,000 away from, or like 6,000.
I feel like we need somebody to start pumping up their
Yeah,
wizard.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll be the wizard. Nabil has some pretty sweet second level spells. She had mirror image and invisibility, which
Okay.
will be very useful for us, I
Yeah.
think.
Just how
Especially
you get
invisibility.
invisible. Right.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
How much does the treasure cut? come
Oh,
to?
excellent. Yeah. What do you have for treasure? What are you looking at?
Sounds like 10 gems.
Hmm?
And that's it.
Candlesticks.
Gold
Candlesticks.
candlesticks.
And the spear.
Then we're
Yeah.
gonna detect magic on the spear.
Right, somebody casts detect magic on all this stuff.
And the flutes.
And the flute.
Right.
Excellent. I'm trying to remember what did I do last year for identifying magic items? Did we establish that?
Did we take him to that wizard that we know
Huh.
in the
I don't
village?
remember.
Peltar the sorcerer.
Peltar!
Yeah, Peltar could help you out for sure. Okay, the candlesticks are worth 900 silver pieces each.
Wow.
Okay.
Nice.
You have 10 gems worth 100 silver pieces apiece.
Okay.
So
Nice.
1900.
2 candlesticks, 900 each.
Oh, sorry. So which one 2,800.
It's a lot of silver.
So 2,800 divided 5.5, right?
You don't Paul, you don't disagree that Rose is getting a half share, right?
That's fine. That's fine.
What level is Rose? But we don't have access to that.
Apparently not.
Okay.
So if we sell that stuff, we should get 509 each,
Okay.
and Rose should get half that. 509 silver pieces. I would like mine as gold pieces, please.
Wait, sorry, 509 is what Rose gets, or that's double what
She
Rose
gets
gets?
half of that. Right?
Yeah, she should get about 250 for money.
254 and 5 copper pieces. Thank you very much.
I'll take mine in gold coins.
Well, this was pretty successful.
It was okay.
Other than that horrible pipe situation,
Yeah.
which I easily
That was
bested.
really
So
easy.
so we can at least cast detect magic on the spear.
Yeah,
So we at
spear's-
least know yes or no.
Spear's
answer.
definitely magical.
Okay.
Yay.
Okay.
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
So we can take it to the sorcerer tomorrow to find out what it is.
Sometimes if an expert fighter uses an item in combat, they're aware of how
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
benefit
No,
it
honestly,
does.
I'm just trying to remember. I know what I've done for my campaign,
Right.
and I'm trying to remember what I did for you guys
Right.
last year. But I will say, you feel pretty confident you could bring it to Peltar, and he will identify it for you.
Alright,
You have pretty
okay.
good rapport with him at this point.
Okay.
So he will do that. I don't know if there's other in-town activities you want to do at the same time.
Carousing.
Yeah,
Rouse,
that's what I was
absolutely.
wondering about.
Yeah.
So, is there other stuff you want to get done?
Let me look at let's see the various things we can buy.
Carousing
I'm
seems
pretty
like
good with
the main
that. I mean,
goal.
it seems like we stopped on a we knocked down a couple of I think easy stuff, and we were about to kind of figure out what's next, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're. Yeah, this was a good first foray, I think.
Yeah.
Do we need any more henchmen or anything?
I don't like splitting my gold, you know.
Yeah.
Jeez, I just barely went over 5th level.
Yeah, you guys made it by the skin of your teeth last year.
You are correct.
Yeah.
This would be 2,500.
I don't think there's anything else that I would want to buy. I have a lot of stuff already. I've just been sort of just putting the money into gear.
Do you want to do carousing now, or do you want to save it for the morning?
Should we just do some carousing?
Let's do some carousing. It's the
Yeah.
night is
Excellent.
young.
Yeah,
So are we.
yeah.
Okay, so you may spend D6 times 100 silver pieces on ale wenches and having a good time,
Yeah.
and gain an equal number of experience points.
D6 times what?
100.
Oh, you get an equal amount of experience. Well, that's
Okay,
actually great. Yeah.
5.
Oh, 6.
500.
Great. And then you can all make a save versus poison.
Got a 6.
we
So
rolled
it seems I spend all my money again.
46 times 100.
So you get that much experience.
Alrighty.
Do some math.
What is poison?
Death.
Oh my god, I make it.
So it's plus level plus.
I make it! Oh my gosh, I'm 19.
So I need
Made it.
No more. I already have a manticore tattoo from us.
Oh right.
That's
I
right.
need 11.
Consequences ever.
Ooh, I
Oh.
fell. I fell.
Excellent. Janek?
Oh, I'm so
Roll
close
an
to
11.
6.
If I roll an 11, I get this.
That was mine too.
Oh!
Same roll.
We got the same roll.
Excellent. So
Carousing buddies.
Otter, Janek, please roll me d20 each.
Absolutely.
Yay.
3.
3.
That's 4 3s in a row.
Wow.
Man, if I wake up in bed with them,
Your party
it's
is
gonna be problem.
real hard.
Okay, great. So,
I hate carousing so much.
I don't even think Sasha's with us for at least some part of the night.
God.
let me remember what you're doing. You went into town, you sold some goods, you
entreated to Peltar.
Yeah, you talk to Peltar to identify. Great. So the two of you go together to Peltar's to go identify the spear. And that goes reasonably well. And he identifies the spear for you just fine. And what was that? 7. Okay, is a +1 spear. Great. Unfortunately, he keeps you up late, chatting well into the night, and so he's he just seems to be in a good mood that night, and so then you go into town together, you hit some of the bars, you end up at I'm trying to remember the name of the bars at this place. No. There's 3 very specific ones, and I'm just not remembering them. Anyway, so you end up at this one that's kind of like the nicest of the 3 in town, the nicest of the 3 taverns, because it's Peltar and he doesn't dick around. Right? So you go there and you have some very nice wines, some very nice brandies. And unfortunately, you have a little misunderstanding with the sommelier. And Janik tries to talk to him in Elvish, and unfortunately ends up, the sommelier misunderstands and actually brings him an incredibly expensive bottle of Elvish wine, which you were very excited about, right? And so, and then he asks you to pay this exorbitant amount that you don't have. And you realize that there was this terrible, it gets very heated. There's a lot of arguing. Eventually, the Baron's men show up.
Wait, I hope Janet's disguise is.
Janik and Otter are trying their best to talk their way out of it. I would like one of you, you can pick which one, to roll me a d20 plus your charisma.
My charisma is an 8.
Mine's a 10.
You get it.
D20 plus charisma. 10.
10 total?
10. I don't add anything.
Add your charisma, your total charisma score.
Oh, wait, total charisma.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, so your total is a 20. Great. Okay. So, excellent. You're able to finally calm people down, talk them down. Roll me 2d6, please. 7. Eventually, you end up having to pay for the wine, at least partially, and they charge you 175 silver pieces.
175?
Yeah. Do you have it?
I have it.
Okay.
You owe me for this one, Jack.
Oh my god,
He's not wearing it.
you have a calculator in your watch?
Why not just carry a calculator instead of a calculator watch if you're not going to wear it?
This is really something.
Everyone get out of my face.
This is the best part of the show.
Excellent.
Great.
Excellent.
Ah, we are comrades in arms. We are brothers in battle. What matters a small token such as a single bottle of beverage? A single libation shall not cleave between 2 battle-tested brothers such as we.
Wow. I'm not drinking with you again, Jack.
We'll see about that.
Excellent.
We'll see about that next time.
Wow.
All right, and with that, I think we'll close for the night,
Very good.
and we'll see you all in the morning.
Nice.
Bye.